Okay. Okay. Thank you very much again for. Okay. Thank you very much again for coming to today's Tocharian class. And today is our 13th Tocharian class. And for the grammar, we're going to talk about Tocharian Preterite, as I have already explained. And for the reading, we definitely have to read something for the Tocharian class. It has already been a long time since our last real reading. Okay, so for the reading, we're going to read Udānavarga. You'll find it as a background here. So this is actually the manuscript. Yeah, it's you can see it's preserved in Bibliothèque Nationale de France. So in Paris. Yeah. Okay, and it was brought back to Paris by the famous Paul Pelliot. Yeah. So this is PKAS, yeah. And number is A1, and it's by Pelliot. Yeah. So it's Pelliot collection. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's just come directly to the topic today. So preterite, as I have explained yesterday, well, in Tocharian, we have actually 6 different classes of preterite. And yesterday, I have explained the first and the second, third, sorry. The first, so the first preterite, so pret is short for preterite, yeah. So first preterite, we call it as a preterite because after the vowel, sorry, after the stem, there's always an R here. And you also find it in the Tocharian Tocharische Elementarbuch, as I have also shown yesterday. That you find it here. No, wait a minute. Paradigma. So we move to paradigma. Okay. So so you mean this deponent passive? Okay, I will talk about it. It's just a terminology. 只是一个名字而已，这个你不用担心的，这不是什么很复杂的问题。It's nothing complicated. Yeah. Just a name. Okay, so as you can see, this is our preterite, and as I have explained, this is so-called R preterite because after the root, so the root is called cult or cult, and after the root, you always find a R, yeah, always find an R here. And the reason why it is long A, because it is accented here. 就这里是重读的，所以它会变成长音。这个重音规则我以前讲过，对吧？就是 accent rules. So accent rule in B, in TB, is that 2 syllables. Two syllables. First syllable accented, right? And 3 or 4 or 3 or more syllables. The second. So this is the accent rule in Tocharian B. Yeah, but Tocharian A is a little bit different. So originally this is R, but if it is accented, it is written as long A with a short, with a macron, with a macron above it. 就是上面画了一个短横，对吧？ 这个明白对吧？这个应该都明白。So R accented written as in TP. Okay. So R accented written as R in TP. Yeah. So to be specific, I have to write it in this way. Yeah. And I just I know a lot of you have already known this. I just kind of repeat it. Yeah. So accented written as GP. Yeah. So this is a quite basic accent rule. You have to keep it in mind. Okay. And yeah, so you have seen this. This is actually the so-called R preterite. It looked pretty simple, right? Look pretty simple, right? But it is not actually true, yeah, because there are actually 7 different subclasses. So inside class 1 preterite, so actually inside preterite 1, there are 7 subclasses. But we're not going to talk about the details, but I will introduce them in great detail in the Tocharian grammar, which I'm going to publish. 就是我会在就是现在写的那个吐火罗语法里面会详细介绍，所以大家不用担心，就是你只要知道有一个非常重要的第一类过去时，然后它叫 A 过去时，那就可以了。然后具体里面的细节什么之类的，大家目前并不需要知道。Okay, and then comes a terminology called deponents passive. So deponents, you find it in a lot of grammar. Deponents, it comes from the Latin word depono, and depono, you check it, it has a de, and de means away. So de actually means away, or kind of away from, right? Yeah, away from. So actually, the word means literally something is missing. Yeah, so it is missing. Yeah. And what is missing? The active is missing. So it is actually a middle. Yeah. So the meaning is actually middle or passive. Yeah. So middle and passive can have the same meaning. It can have the same form. Sorry. Middle and passive have they have the same form in Tocharian. So it's actually kind of middle passive. So this is nothing special. 就这个原来的意思是表示缺少的意思，就是拉丁语。大家如果学拉丁语的话，就会发现有些动词，它只在中动出现，就是它是相当于一种反身，一种中动，大概这样的意思。然后这种词我们会称它为 deponents。deponents 原来的意思是表示失去的意思，就它失去了一类，那就失去了主动这种，它只剩中动，它只是一种缺失的动词。我不知道中文有没有什么特定的术语来翻译这个 deponents 这个术语，大家可以去 check 一下 Wikipedia。Anyway，反正大家知道什么意思就行。意象对吧 ？OK， 这词原来不是意的意思，这词原来是缺的意思，就它缺少了一个东西。意象动词。好吧。那反正大家知道什么东西就行了，就是 deponents。So deponents means only middle. Deponents verbs means only have middle forms. Have middle forms. Okay. Okay, yeah, but actually in Tocharian you can see it has both, right? Kautawa is active and kautamai is medium, and this mai tai, and it look quite similar to Sanskrit, right? Yeah. Okay, and then we talk about preterite 3. It's called S preterite because you have a S morpheme here. And then you also find that the S morpheme in the middle forms. Yeah. So it's a little bit weird that in first and second person, there's actually no S, but it is historically correct. Yeah, but we're not going to explain in great detail, but you just keep in mind preterite 3 is so-called S preterite. Yeah, just remember the name, and there's a marker here. So this is actually his symbol or marker. Yeah. Zeichen. Okay. S. Yeah, here. And then probably we can go back to the first preterite. I find it here, this is participle preterite, right? So participle called kakauto, yeah. Kakotu, yeah, with reduplication. So now comes the question, yeah. So can you tell me where from woher kommt? Yeah. Woher is in English whence, right? From where? From so question, from where comes Tocharian preterite? From where? From which Indo-European tense? From which Indo-European tense? Yeah. 给大家猜一下，这个过去时可能是来自原始英语的什么时态？我觉得这个问题这个问题应该不难吧？大家应该都可以猜出来，或者不是猜出来，大家应该都会知道，对吧？Yes, yeah, it comes from aorist and perfect, yeah. So both, yeah, aorist and perfect, yeah. But basically, the preterite participle from perfect and the finite forms. It's a mixture. Yeah, it's really mixed. Yeah, okay. But we'll explain later. Yeah. Okay. So and then preterite 3, you also find the participle, right? So it's peparku and papraku. Yeah, right. Peparku and papraku. Yeah. So it's also reduplicated, right? And then there's a fourth part preterite. It's called the sh or the sha preterite. We'll talk about preterite 2 later. Yeah? So it's a little bit complicated. Yeah. So preterite 4 is called sh or sha. Yeah, sha preterite. So it's also quite obvious, right? You have the sha inside the forms, right? You have Yamashawa, Yamashasta, Yamasha, and Yamasham, Yamashas, and Yamashade. And this all, I have already explained, it's kind of a mobile or. So mobile or, you find it after M or after S due to meter. So it's actually metrical reason. So sometimes you need so you see, sometimes you need another syllable, right? And then you will put an or after it. Yeah. Okay. And check it. There's also another variant called yam shawa. Why? Let's check it. Why? So Yamashawa. I think you all know the accent is here, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 syllables. So accent is here, right? So if accent is here, originally it must be a vowel, right? And this vowel, we check it. It is actually in open syllables, yeah. And oh, wait a minute, it's a little bit weird, yeah. So accent here is a little bit different. So there are 4 syllables, 3 syllables, but the accent is on the first one. So the accent for this form is a little bit strange, yeah. Okay, but for this one is correct, yeah. And also for this one, yeah. So it's actually because it's a it's not an open syllable. Wow, that's a really interesting. That's really an interesting thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's not an open syllable. So the accent is here, the first one. Yeah. Okay. So this is so the accent for this preterite is a little bit special. Yeah. Okay. I can check it later. Yeah, if there's some special reason for this. Yeah, because sometimes this is actually the normal accent rule, but some finite forms they have the first syllable accent, like the causative. So this is a normal accent, but for causative forms, first syllable accented, yeah, independent from the total syllable number, yeah. 就是说，在实义动词的形式当中，它的重音永远是重读第一个音节。然后呢，大家可以看到这个诗，其实它其实是一种实义的，就是两个诗，它事实上是一种实义的意思。就是如果我们去看那个动词，现代时的话，你可以发现，所以有可能是因为这个原因，所以它的那个重音一直是在第一个音节。So it's probably because of this form has a causative meaning, and then the first syllable is always accented. So then we have this form. Okay. This is probably the reason there. And this is only a preterite 4. And let's probably check preterite 2, the second preterite. So the second preterite is called causative preterite. And this is a little bit special because you can see this is the paradigm in B, right? So it looked like a R preterite. The meaning is probably causative, but we can check it. We can check it now. Yeah. So you find it. You see, les zir. So in French, voir les. Sorry, I forgot the French word. So it means to let someone see. Yeah. So it's quite clear. It's a causative, right? So okay. Laissez voir. Yeah. So it's just in similar in German. It's called sehen lassen. Yeah. Okay. So it is pretty clear we have a causative here, right? Yeah. Okay, but we will talk about it later, yeah, because this class is connected with the second preterite, because the second aorist, the second preterite is called causative preterite. And there's also an interesting thing, because there's a difference between A and B. Let's check it. So B, the root is called ku, and the preterite is called kyawa. And in Tocharian A, the root is kern, but the preterite is ka kerna. So you see, the difference is in B, there's no reduplication, but in A, there's reduplication. And then you would find really weird. Well, they're so different. Why can they why can we put them in the same category? 就一个有重叠，对吧？这个是非常明显的一个重叠，一个没有重叠。那我们为什么能把它放在一起呢？大家能想明白这个问题吗？你们可以开麦讲，这个可能会有点复杂。这个算一个比较难一点的问题，我看你们能不能想到，因为其实答案已经写在上面了，就答案其实就在这片区域里面，但是看看你们能不能，而且你们也不需要懂德语的，就你们可以，你就猜一猜为什么一个是一个是没有重叠，一个是有重叠的，那我们为什么能把它放在一起，都归为一类？你们能猜到吗？ So B, there's no reduplication, but A, there's a reduplication called kakurna, and they're so different, right? One is reduplicated, another is not. And how can we, and why can we put them in the same category? 张老师有什么想法吗？我觉得这边那个印欧语方面的知识，张老师应该
我不能听见吗？我不知道，我不太敢。张老师能听见吗？
可以听到，你说吧。
可以，好。我不太敢说到底是不是什么情况，是不是在历史发展上这两个就拆分着出来 ？They are divided into different routes, and they've developed separately.
Okay, yeah, this is one possibility. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, palatalization. Yeah, it is palatalized, but palatalization and reduplication, they are two different things, right?
Oh my goodness.
恶音，我的确有朋友提到这个是一个恶音化，对不对？但恶音和重叠这是两回事，对吧？Okay, now the answer comes. Check it. The preterite is called chara, but the PP, but the participle is reduplicated, right? So they are still the same thing, yeah. But preterite is actually later. According to some linguists, Tocharian linguists, the PP, the participle preterite, is actually older. Yeah, it represents the older stage, and the preterite form can be, how to say that, can be secondary, and due to the loss of reduplication. And the loss of reduplication, you find it already in a lot of languages, right? I think in Celtic or not in Celtic, in Germanic. Yeah. In Germanic, this is a very, you find it in a lot of verbs. Like in Germanic perfect, there's actually no reduplication. But this is something different from, talking about loss of reduplication, we need to mention another thing. Sanskrit word vid, to know, yeah. The perfect called, can anyone write the perfect third person singular? What is perfect second person, third person singular? 知道的这个词，它的完成时第三人称单数主动是什么？在座的肯定有人知道吧 ？vid， 好吧，那我这么问吧，那个 liquida 那个全称是什么？你们可以听，是网络出现问题了吗？还是你们中断了吗？对吧？就是 Veda 对吧？它叫 Veda 对吧？So it looked like there's no reduplication, right? Vid perfect called Veda, and actually you also have other oida. Yeah, it's oide. Oide. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it looks like there's no reduplication, but it is not true. There is reduplication here. We can write it like this. So the original root is called vet, right? And the reduplication, you have the v, actually ve, yeah, right? And right? Yeah, you have it here. So this is probably the original form, or where, yeah. So this is probably the original root, and then, oh, sorry, yeah, it's vid, yeah, okay, vid, and then you have the reduplication look like this, and then there will be a dissimilation in this case for the Sanskrit root, and actually also for the Greek, yeah. So the reduplication look like this one, yeah. So the becomes a y, yeah, and this weight becomes weight, yeah. So it's just look like this, yeah. Okay, yeah. But in this case, there's something to do with loss of reduplication, yeah. Okay, and then you find some example here. In B, miaskawa, miaskasta, and miaska. So you always find a palatalization here, right? And also this word, shar sawa, shar sasta. So miaska, miaskawa. So the original form is called musk, and you find it also in Millennium Martin's Tocharian verbal system. So this is a root, right? The root called musk, right? It's called exchange or change. And the preterite is called miaskawa, miaskasta, miaska, right? So a very important marker sign here is palatalization, right? So for the second preterite or preterite 2 with palatalization, right? Yeah. Okay. And then if we check the participle and the A form, we know this class has reduplication as well, right? So palatalization plus reduplication. Reduplication. Okay. Okay, so this is actually the sign or the marker of this class. OK， 这个可以明白吗？就是第二类过去时，它有两个标志，一个是重叠，然后这个体现在 A 和 B 里面都有，对吧？哦，还有一个是恶音化，恶音化大家看好了，这个是 shasawa。你 shasawa 是怎么来的呢？我写给大家看一下。shasawa 是来自这个动词 kursk。kursk。这个词 curse 呀，shar， 哎 shasawa， wait a minute。Here, causative, check it. So it means, it has causative meaning, right? So the meaning is, the form is sharsasta, sharsa, and so on, right? So you have actually palatalization right here. And also check the Tocharian A form, right? So Tocharian A form called ter. So so B, B called curse, right? And the preterite called sasta. Okay, or sharsa. I just read the simplest form. It's better, yeah. So you see, this is palatalization. It's quite clear. The k to sh. So this is palatalization, yeah. And in A, the example is ter. Ter means to lift up, 就把东西抬起来，把东西提起来，这样的意思。And then this is the A after it because it is the A root. So what's the meaning of A root? Question. Yeah, this is a question. So A root in Tocharian means something. Yeah. 就是吐火罗语当中 A 词根说明这个词根有什么性质，和梵语的什么词根有什么关系吗？我主要担心自己一直在这讲，那个大家会觉得无聊，然后和大家稍微互动一下，就是就是梵语当就是那个吐火罗语当中，就是我们如果去看那个词根的话，你看它有的时候会标一个上标，对吧？有的时候会标一个上标 R 在这里。那比如说我们去看那个 ter 这个词根，那 ter 这个词根它也标了一个上标，对吧？那这个上标到底是什么意思呢？还有人记住吗？这个上标啊，还有什么印象吗？我检索笔记肯定会出来，你们需要我检索笔记吗？我以后其实可以把这个笔记发给你们，你们也可以自己检索。我下次可以把这个笔记发给你们，这个是到目前为止大概6个月啊，不是6个月，大概4-5个月的那个笔记的那个情况。好吧，那我们来检索一下那个。 看看有没有写啊？哦，好像没有在笔记里面明确写过，好吧，OK，是这样的，如果如果是那个 A root 的话，那就说明但我绝对肯定在哪里讲过这个，说明它最后结尾是喉音嘛，对吧？就是喉音。So it means that it has a laryngeal at the end. So it means laryngeal. So if there is a root, A root, so if there is a here, it means that it's a laryngeal at the end. So it's just a correspond to Sanskrit set. Yeah. So it's correspond to Sanskrit set root. Okay, so let's move back to this class. So you find it for ter, right? Oh, 没事, okay. 没事, 没事. So like this one, ter, the preterite is called chacha, right? 对，没事没事，这个我忘记了就再看一遍就行了。我也经常忘记东西了，这没事。我就只是想和大家互动一下，你们不用太担心的。我这个反正又没有考试，又没有什么，就是你们只要知道在哪里找到答案就可以了。Okay. So you see, this is preterite. It has palatalization, right? Palatalization and reduplication. Yeah, reduplication. Yeah. So this is palatalization, and then this is reduplication. So this is actually the most important features of second preterite. Okay, and then comes to the historical part. So this is basically the synchronic grammar. As you probably remember, we talk about first synchronic, and then we talk about diachronic. So how can we explain this? This is how can we explain the form here? Then let's go back to something in other languages. Can anyone tell me the Greek word didasko? What is the meaning of didasko? I think if you learned some basic Greek grammar, you always know that. 周老师你就不要说了，那个我就问其他朋友，周老师不要说了。So what is the meaning of Greek didasko? And someone who knows English certainly knows the meaning of didasko. Yes, it means teach. I teach. Yeah. Okay. And this word is reduplicated, right? And you all know that. And this sk is ending, right? Or not ending, sorry, suffix. Suffix. And this is the sk suffix. And can anyone tell me it is secondary or primary? Or not, sorry, I should make my question, I should ask a better question. So this form, is it directly from PIE or it's secondary development in Greek? Which one? Is it directly from PIE or it is secondary development in Greek? great. Yeah, it is secondary development. Yeah. Why? Because what is the form? What is the S-curve present of gum? It's called Gāndhārī, right? Yeah. Right? It's called Gāndhārī. Does anyone see? Has anyone seen a form like G Gāndhārī in Sanskrit? No, there's nothing like G Gāndhārī, right? Yeah. I mean, for the present, it's really weird. There's nothing like this form, right? There's no G Gāndhārī, right? You have Gāndhārī only, right? And then, what is the how to say that? Tishtati, right? So what about the star? And the present of star called Tishtati, right? Tishtati, right? And there's no such form called Tishtachati, right? There's no such form, right? Yeah. So they are all not attested in Sanskrit, right? You won't find such strange forms in Sanskrit. So this is reduplication and this is skr, right? They're actually two different ways. Reduplication versus skr, present. There are two different ways to build present in Indo-European languages, right? I'm not sure, but you can you find it in Greek. It is a very you also find other words like gignosko, right? You also have in Greek like gignosko, right? So it looked like the Greek just kind of prefer such how do you say that? Such formation or such a way to build verbs. Yeah. Okay. And then let's talk about this didasco. So what is actually the meaning of didasco? Yeah, tishtati. Yeah, tishtati. Yeah. According to Panini grammar, yes, this is actually again, if we want to explain this, it's actually again secondary. Yeah. So originally, it should be yeah. Originally, it should be tishtati. This is a strong form, right? And the weak form is called, this is weak form, right? Yeah. So this is actually the weak form. So this is the strong form. But what happened? What happened in Sanskrit is, okay, and I ask another question. Yeah, if since you already mentioned, the problem, there's another question. So this is, so which class in Sanskrit grammar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you just to give me a number. 就这个是第几类现在式？ Wait a minute, it's the second. It's second present. Are you sure? No, there's no such development. Yeah. Star, there's no such development. Sh comes from skr. Yeah, this is for sure. Which class? Think about it. Yeah. Which class? Which present? Which present? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think you all take part in the Sanskrit class by Mr. Zhao, right? I think he certainly mentioned this before. Yes, it's class 3, yeah, third class. Yeah. Okay, and the third class, so third class, question, it is asematic or sematic? According to, yeah, it's asematic, right? Yeah. So it is original asematic, right? Yeah. So originally, we have the asematic form, right? Yeah. But what happened in Sanskrit? In Sanskrit, they just take the weak form and then make it into a sematic. So this is the reason why we have in Sanskrit tishdati. Yeah. So this is the reason. So they put a sematic vowel to make, so from asematic to sematic. Yes, so this is what happened in Sanskrit, but in Greek it is true, because in Greek it's called histemi. If we check the Greek form, yeah. So it's called histemi, right? So check the Greek form. The Greek form is called histemi. Yeah. The third group is reduplication. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So check the Greek form. So the Greek form is regular. It's called histemi, right? So the Greek form, you just take this one and put a me after it. So it is pretty regular. But Sanskrit, you check it, always you find a, how do you say that? This is ekigram. 方括号，我只知道德语叫ekigram，英语叫什么？ So you know that this is a bracket, right? So this bracket means it is secondary. Yeah. So actually, Vedic Sanskrit, it takes the weak form and make it into a Semitic class. So that's why you have a tishtati. Yeah. This is the reason. Well, probably it's a little bit complicated. If you can't understand, it's okay. Yeah, just fine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and then let's move back to this word called Dasko. But this word originally does not mean teach. Yeah. So the word didasko, let's check it. What is the cognate of the word didasko? So let's check the etymological dictionary of Greek. So let's check this dictionary. I think you all have it. I assume that you know this dictionary. Griechisches etymologisches Wörterbuch, right? So we search the form didaske. Yeah. Okay, you find it. It means lehren, teach. Yeah, right. And then it's called reduplicated esque present with factative meaning to daenai. And this daenai comes from das. Okay. So here is something important. It's called factative. Yeah. So can anyone tell me the meaning of factative? What is the synonym? What is the synonym of factative? Factative 的同义词是什么？大家写一个同义词给我。Factative. 大家可以查字典，然后随便都没关系。What is meaning of facultative? Yes, correct. Yeah, it means causative. Yeah. Causative. Okay, and then the form is called das. Yeah. So it is actually cognate with which Sanskrit word? How can we find it? If you don't know, how can we find it? Let's go to Leaf and check the index. So index, you search for Greek word didasko. So you go to the index and you look for didasko and you check it. Didasko is here and the root is called dense, right? Dense. And then let's move back to dense. Yes, this is the root. So the root called dense. And what is the meaning of dense? Dense means kundig werden, kunstfertig werden. Und kundig, kundig means that you already know. Yeah. So kundig means you are well informed, you are knowledgeable, right? So dense means you're already informed, right? So informed, become informed. Yeah. Okay. And then in Vedic, it's called damsaya. Damsaya. Damsaya means machst leistungsfähig. Yeah. So what is the meaning of damsaya? Damsaya. Okay. Damsaya means make somebody leistungsfähig, kind of able to do something, to perform, like, so you make someone capable. Yeah, you make someone capable. So this is the meaning, causative meaning. So it is pretty sure, right? And the Greek word called, I just write the transliteration. Greek word called didask, right? And didask actually means, and this is actually another, check the aorist. So aorist, so first, this is present, right? And it is a bracket here. So bracket in leaf means form is secondary. Remember this, what I say. Remember what I have just said. Bracket in leaf means the form is secondary. Keep this in mind. I will ask it again. 你们把这句话一定要记住。在 leaf 当中，如果你看到一个半括号，半的方括号，表示这个形式并不是原始印欧语直接过来的，是这个语言自己内部发生的再次的变化。这句话大家记住，我肯定还会再问，就是你们记住这句话。Bracket in leaf means the form is secondary. Keep this in mind. It is very important. 重要的话说3遍，我已经说了不止3遍了，大家记住就行了。好 ，and then the aorist. There's no bracket, right? So this aorist form is primary, or just directly from PIE. So what is the meaning of dedae? Dedae also means taught, right? The past of teach, right? Taught. So what is the meaning of taught? So the original word means become informed. So what is the meaning? What is teach? So teach means make somebody informed, right? So it is causative of tense, right? So it's causative tense. So here we have some interesting phenomena here. So aya is a typical causative form, right? You have in Sanskrit the tense class, right? So aya present, it's causative. But reduplicated present and aorist also means causative. So this is another very important thing in Proto-Indo-European. So there are actually two important sentences you have to memorize, remember today. 就是在原始英语当中，如果你构成一个重叠现在时或者重叠过去时，它往往会有使役的含义。And you find in a lot of other examples. Yeah, I can give you other examples if you want to know. So wait a minute. The PDF file is a little bit slow. Yeah. So I think I first give you a Greek example probably. Wait a minute. Yes, so this one. So this example, this is the example we have already mentioned. It's called Dedaon, right? And then this is another example called Lelason. And Lelason, let's check probably the Greek dictionary. You find the Greek dictionary, there's a word called lansano, right? So there's a word called lansano in Greek. In Greek, lansano means forget. So it's kind of escape your notice or unnoticed. So it means forget. Something escapes your notice. So it means that you forget something. And then if we build the reduplicated, I think it's aorist, right? Wait a minute. Probably we can check it. Son. So Lelason, you check it. It's actually this one. Yeah, check this one. Lelason, it's reduplicated aorist, and it has the causative meaning. So it is actually a very typical Indo-European forms. Like reduplicated present and aorist can have causative meaning, and keep this in mind. And then let's go back to the Tocharian form. So this is also the reason why this preterite second is called causative. Let's move back. So this second class is called causative preterite, right? Why? Because it has reduplication here. And this reduplication can bring about the causative meaning. So this is the reason. Yeah. Okay. 就第二类过去时，它有两个标志，对不对？然后其中一个是重叠。好，然后呢， what about in Sanskrit? Yes, we also have this in Sanskrit. I can show you the example here. Yeah. So in Sanskrit, there's some example here. There's a word called krip. We can check the dictionary here. So let's check the dictionary. It's called krip. There's a word called krip, right? So krip means be well ordered or regulated, be well managed, right? So this is a state. 这个表示状态，对不对？就是它非常规整的放在那里。So it's well ordered. Be well ordered. So this is a state, right? And what is the reduplicated? I think it's yes. Yes, check it. In aorist, it is reduplicated aorist, right? It's called archikripat, yeah? And archikripat has a causative meaning, which means to set in order, to arrange. So it is the same thing in Sanskrit. Reduplication can mean 是有一个新朋友进来了吗？我看一下。Someone just join us, right? Not really. Okay, it's fine. Okay, 那个我用中文讲一遍。如果大家觉得可能不太容易记住的话，就这是原始英语当中一个比较有特点的构词方式，就是在构成重叠现代时、重叠过去时的时候，它往往会有使役的含义。所以大家之前还记得我跟大家举过例子，那个蹦蹦跳跳那个例子吧。所以 reduplication. So what is the function of reduplication? So function of reduplication. So it can change. So generally speaking, so the function of reduplication is change the actions out, right? And I think someone, I think you probably remember, I also mentioned the important thing that actions out and transitivity, they are closely related, right? Closely related, yeah. And causative is actually transitive, right? Causative is actually a strong causative. What is the meaning of causative? Causative means that you have a strong interaction with object. So it is actually a strong interaction and means transitive. Yeah. So it is also sometimes it's actually not really transitive, but kind of very it's not really causative. It's very transitive. So this is the case. So I put it in Chinese. 就是重叠它的功能到底是什么？就重叠它有一个最基本的功能，就是你可以 generally speaking， 就是一般而言，就是改变它的 actions art。我不知道这中文怎么翻译，就是行为方式也好，什么行为 ，anyway， 你知道这个意思就行了。就是它可以改变行为 actions art。那这 actions art 原来的话是说有所谓的punctual 瞬时和那个持久，对吧？就是原来说的这种行为方式，它原来是使就是动词的瞬时性啊还是持续性。这个是我举的例子是那个。对，我就解释的是 actions art。actions art 是表示既可以瞬时也可以 durative， 对不对？对，这个意思。对 OK， 好，就是说重叠它原来具有的含义是什么呢？就是大家联想一下中文的蹦蹦跳跳，就你一旦重叠了这个东西之后，就会把一个瞬时性的动作 变成一个持续性的动作，对吧？因为你重叠就相当于多次做嘛，就做很多次，那做很多次就会把一个瞬时性的动作变成持续性的动作，对不对？所以说，它的主要功能可以归结为一句话，就是改变它的这种行为方式。那这个行为方式呢，往往是和这个动词的及物性非常密切关系的。就我们以前也讲过，其他的例子，我觉得应该是巴利语的那个 density， 还有其他的例子我也讲过。所以说，这两个东西是息息相关的，是不能够分开来的。这两个不是一个完全独立的东西，就是一个它的行为方式和它的及物性是密切相关的。好，然后再看 causative， 它事实上本质上是一种极其强烈的及物性，就是你和一个物体和一个宾语有一个非常强的互动，然后所以你才使动嘛，使役，你必须得把动作施加在一个物体上，你才能叫使役，对不对？你自己跟自己不能使役，对吧？你也可以使自己什么，但是很奇怪，对吧？就是所谓使役是指你一定要有一个目标的物体，所以你一旦有一个目标的物体，就说明是一种非常强的及物性。所以说 causative 它事实上就是一种 transitive， 对吧？好，所以这就是为什么 reduplicated present 就是重叠现在时和重叠过去时，它会有使役的含义。所以说大家再想一步，其实就是这个重叠，对吧？就是这个重叠它具有的一个特殊性质。Okay, yeah. So this is actually the grammar, and we probably we can make a stop, and after stop we just try to read some texts. Okay. 好吧，那我们休息一下。那我先暂停录屏。是这个内容也是有点意思。So I start recording and I just explain the causative, the so-called causative, right? Wait a minute. So in the book by, yeah. So actually in this book, Function and Form in the higher formation of the Rig Veda and Atharva Veda, Stephanie Jamieson has highlighted the conclusion, one of the important conclusions that actually causative sometimes not that causative. It sometimes just means transitivity, transitive. 就是使役，并不是真的一定要使谁做什么。So sometimes causative in Rig Veda with the help of aya suffix does not necessarily mean make someone do something. So sometimes it's just a transitive meaning. Okay, yeah, so it's, yeah. So that's why I say that how can you define causative? What is really causative? Yeah. Yeah, so, but it's still something, I mean, important for investigation, worth investigating, but probably you need the help of the research on the semantics, 语义学, like something like this, or cognitive, yeah, something cognitive linguistics or semantics, study of semantics. Yes, yeah. So it's actually transitive and causative. Okay, causative in the sense of transitive. Okay, so let's move on probably to the reading. So as you can see, this is the manuscript we're going to read, and wait a minute, the text, you can find it in this website. This is actually this website, Keton, or Keton, called it Keton Comprehensive Edition of Tocharian Manuscripts, and this is the number PKAS A1, 1A. And you find this is Udānavarga, and it is chapter 1, 41, verse 41. This is image, and this is a transcription. So I just copy the transcription here, and then we will read it. Yeah. So put it here. Yes. Oh, sorry. This is our text. And for the Udānavarga Sanskrit text, we need to use the text edition made by Franz Bernhard. So this is another point you need to keep in mind. So this person, he's very, very important, yeah, for our study. Yeah. Wait a minute. So this is his name, called Franz Bernhard. So keep the, so remember this name, yeah, Bernhard. Remember this name, important. Bernhard. So he edited the Sanskrit text of Udānavarga from the Turfan collection. This is the first volume, and the third, I think this also third volume, contains the Tibetan translation of Udānavarga, and you can actually check it. Udānavarga. Yes, so this is actually the second volume is concordance, and I think there's another volume contains the Tibetan translation. It's not important here. Okay, so probably we can continue. Okay, so for this one, we go to, so it's actually the end of the first chapter, first Varga. So it's verse 41. And I already copied this. So I just want to show you the book by Franz Bernhard. So this is chapter 1. It's called Anityavarga. Anitya in Chinese is called Wuchang. So it's Wuchang Ping. Okay. 诸事无常, anyway, like this, yeah. And you can see there's a very detailed apparatus here. So this is MSS, means the manuscripts used for these verses. So you can see that he had done a lot of work. He checked all these manuscripts, and then he also checked the variant writing, and the variant reading, and the parallel text, and the commentary. So actually in commentary, he will mention the Tocharian texts. Yeah, okay. But for this verse, he does not. He did not have access to the Paris collection at that time, so he did not mention the Paris collection. Yeah, okay. So here you find the parallel text. So for verse 41, we have a Gāndhārī. We have a Gāndhārī version. G stands for Gāndhārī Dhammapada. So we will also check it. Yeah. So actually, this is a comparative version. We can read the comparative version here. Yeah. But first, let's check the manuscript. Yeah. So this is actually line 1. You have it here. So we start from here. So this is a J. 你们需要字母表吗？我就不给你们看字母表了。无所谓吧，你们反正能看这个也行。我就大概只给你们看一下这个字符是什么就行了。没问题吗？你不需要字母表就行，那就可以了。我上课一般如果有一个人不需要。怎么讲呢？就是，就是我首先是希望大家，那个像，就是怎么讲，就是更加默认了啊，好吧，行，就是我的意思就是说，如果有人不需要的话，那我就认为都不需要了 ，OK， 好吧，这是一个非常霸道的那个要求，那我就希望大家能够，向更好的那个。朋友学习 就大概这个意思。好，so this is ja, you have it here, ja, right? This is the ra, and you have a long a here. Okay, so this is a long a here. So jara, so jara means 没关系，就反正有转写的，我就说了呀，就我不是直接让你们读的，我是下面有转写的，所以你们不用担心的。Okay, and then this is m, and this is here. This is a vowel. So this is here, right? And then this is a t, and this is a y, and this is a u. So this is tu. So this is the second one. So the first one is a tu, right? And then this is sh. This is a parata sh. And here you have a ch. This is a ch. So this is a sh. Yeah. So then this is sh. Yeah. And then again, this is a ma. This is a ma. And then this is a da. Here is and this is a da. So this is a da. And then this is t. And above should be a t, yeah. But actually we have other parallel texts, so it's not that difficult to figure out the meaning, figure out the form. And then comes the Tocharian word. So the Tocharian, this is a t, and this is a k. First this is a k, and then this is a t, and then this is a s, and above is vowel I. So this is k, tsai. And then again, this is a t, but here is a s, but this is a foreign sign, fremd zeichen. 就是这个是吐火罗语的特殊符号 fremd zeichen. So this is you look like yeah, it's a s, yeah. So this is t, yeah, t. And then you have a double near here. This is near, and then above you have a vowel. So this is near, yeah, near. And then you have s here, and this is a r, and then this is a double. This is a long u. So this is slu, yeah, slu. And then this is ka, and this is r, and then ye, lia, lia, yeah, lia, and nie. And here is a lia. So this is a little bit complicated, called dien, yeah, okay. And so on and so on. Okay. So first, let's probably read the Sanskrit verse to get the meaning, and probably the Tocharian word we have to explain it next time. Okay. 有人要读吗？有人要来有人要开麦克风自己想来读一下吗？有没有志愿者？有没有志愿者？好，张老师来读。张老师来读。
Jara mrityushta mardati。
不，这个读这个吧。
不好意思。
没关系。我把它放大，够大吗？够大吗？
可以。
OK，
可以。
对，你读一下。
Idam krtam me kartavyam, idam krtva bhavishyati. Ityevam spandato martyam jara mrityushcha mardati.
不错，给你鼓掌，不错，大家可以给点掌声，对，不错 ，OK， so let's read the text, and we will check it one by one. Okay. So idam, I think you know this is a demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrative pronoun means this. Yeah. So this is this. So this is neuter. This, idam. And kritam, I think you probably know that. Kritam is PPP of kar, right? So made, done, has already been done, right? And it is also neuter. And then me is me. I think you know that by me, right? And kartavyam means to be done. It is a gerund, or gerundive. I'm not sure. Gerundive. It means it is to be done. Yeah. From car and tavia. And tavia is a suffix, and m is ending. Right? Should be done. It is to be done. Yeah, it is to be done, or it should be done. Yeah. Okay, and then idam again the same one, and krita, kritava, sorry, kritava is absolutive, so 绝对是, yeah. So having done, yeah. So kritava, having done, yeah. Having done, right? And then bhavishyati, yeah. So it's future of vu, yeah. So vu, so it will be, yeah. It will be, like this. So, and then we can probably translate it. So this is this has already been done. Idam kritam. So this is already done, right? Or by me, you can put it by me, right? And then it is to be done, or I have to do this. It is to be done by me. It should be done by me, like a future. Okay, and then idam kritava, having done this, there will be. So literally it means like this. So having done this, it will be. So what's the meaning of it will be? So it will be another thing. Okay, so if we put in Chinese, so it's like 这件事情做完了，然后呢这件事情需要做，然后把这件事情做完的时候，那个将会有新的事情，或者将会有其他的事情，大概是这样的意思。OK， 就是你人生比较匆匆忙忙或者忙忙碌碌啊，大概是这样，类似这样的意思。OK， 那中文的话，这个其实我古汉语不是很好，大家可以自己理会，大家可以自己理解一下，叫为事当行事，行事事成事。OK， 就是这中文已经有点太厉害了，我实在是不太能 get 到那个，就这个中文真的是比较厉害的。不好意思，我的中文是真的不好。那个这里我知道有中文系的或者那个汉语语言文学的，你们可以自己稍微分析一下。就是我就不翻译中文，我就不翻译或者说我不分析中文了。So I don't translate classical Chinese. I'm not good at it. Sorry. Yeah. But those who you know, there are certainly people who know better than me. Yeah. So you can analyze them by yourself. So the meaning I already told you. Yeah. So 就已经做了这件事情，然后这件事情需要我去做，然后呢，已经做了之后，就是 having done this， 就这个事情做完之后，然后呢，又会有新的事情，就是这个是那个《出药经》里面的，《出药经》我们去看一下它的那个作者，其实不是非常确信。等一下啊，我们去看一下那个。我看一下作者的年代 ，OK。哎，等一下，我找错了。对，所以这个就是为什么我说有的时候读那个佛经的话，我们尤其是读那个阿毗达摩，所以 especially for Abhidharma, it's better to read Chinese. It's better to read Sanskrit together with Chinese. Yeah, it's better. 瑶琴竹佛念那个公元40纪 ，so it's made by 竹佛念。Oh, I forgot his yeah. I forgot his Chinese, his Sanskrit name. Yeah, so you can check it. We can check it. 为是当行事 Yes, yeah. Yeah, it's East Jing, Dongjing, and Zhu Fonian. So what is his Sanskrit name? No, he's not mentioned. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So 为是当行事. So 为是 like idam kritam. 为 yeah. Okay. And 行事是成事. Wow, that's a little bit complicated. So let's move on to the next verse. So itievam spadato martiam. Yeah, tabiam. Yeah. Okay. Dang, yeah. Dang is tabiam. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So this is the description of such a man. So iti means kind of a quotation or a description. Yeah. 描述之前这些情况，这个人。好 ，evam indeed. So evam means so iti kind of a quotation and a description of such a person, right? And then evam, probably you know that it's emphasis, right? Indeed, this kind of yeah. And then spantato, actually spandatus comes from the so this is a present participle from spant, and spant actually means going here and there, so kind of very busy person. So I think we can check the Sanskrit dictionary. Yes. So spant. So kind of flash into life or quicken, throb with life, quicken, quake, quiver. So like, yeah, the meaning is like this, yeah, quiver 就是不停的晃动啊，不停的抖动，或者是不停的摇动等等之类的，就是非常的激动，或者是生命非常的那个烦躁啊，或者类似这样，大概这样的意思，对。And this is a participle, right? And this is participle, and it is accusative plural. And it is a description of martium. And martium is actually for martiam, it is also accusative plural of martia. And martia is cognate with mortal, English mortal. Yeah. So it's mortal, human beings. So it's human beings. So human beings who are kind of quivering and kind of in a live in a hurry, like something like that. 繁忙啊，匆匆忙忙这样的，总是不停的，就是我其实不是很确定这个怎么表现，就是怎么用一个中文词来形容这个，因为这个含义就是大家可以看到，比如说颤动啊，震动啊，或者是来回晃动啊，或者是烦躁啊，或者大概是有这样的含义，就是说人的它就是形容这个人生活在这个世上的这种状态吧，是大概这样。Okay, and then this is all accusative plural, so they are objects. So objects to 劳碌不休，不错不错，这个的确不错。对，就是那个Chinese is like 众人自劳役，辗转也可以，对，其实就是大概这样的意思，不错不错。辗转或者劳碌不休等等都不错。Okay, and then comes the last part. It's called Jada Britu Cha Mardati. Okay, so Jada is old age. So Jada is actually nominative singular old age. Old age. It's feminine. Yeah. And then Britu also nominative singular. It's also des. It's des. Yeah. So actually, old age and death, they kind of crash. Yeah. Or they crash. They destroy the human beings, the mortals, who are kind of quivering and running here and there, and who are trembling. Yeah. And they always say like, well, this is done, and this is to be done, and having done this, there's also another thing, like 就是大概这个意思。然后中文的话，这个相当于就是另外一种译法了，就是和这个原文就有点远了，对吧？中文是不绝老死志，这个事实上的意思是，就这个就是老年和死亡，就是摧毁了它，大概是这样的意思。Okay. And then probably we can talk about this, and probably we can check the Gāndhārī version. So Mart, if you are not sure, you can check it. So Marit, sorry. So Marit actually means smash or squeeze, crash, something like this. Yeah. So yes. And it is actually connected with a Latin word called model. Model, there's a word in Latin, it's called, there's a word in Latin called model, and model means kind of bite something, yeah, or take fast hold of something, catch something, press, to press, cut into, like this. So it is cognate with yes, with Latin model, yeah, Mart. Yeah. Okay, this is a word, yeah. Okay, let's check the Gāndhārī version, and then we can make a stop, and then we finish. Yeah. Okay, so Gāndhārī version, and next time we will check the Gāndhārī manuscripts to check the Kharoshthi. Yeah. Okay, so Gāndhārī version, ida ja mi kecha, ida ji karia, ida kari, and missing, and padi pana mana, and api matati muchu jara sashua. What's your feeling when reading Gāndhārī? It looked like a little bit chaotic, right? Chaotic. Let's make sense of it. So ida equals Sanskrit idam. So it is pretty easy. Okay, yeah. And then ja actually equals cha. Yeah, ja is cha. Yeah. So it's kind of lenition. Yeah, this is kind of voiceless to voice. Yeah. This sound change, we call it lenition. Yeah. You can check the terminology later. Yeah. We'll talk about it later, before. Yeah. And then kecha, means kritia, or I think it's kritia. Yeah. We can check it if. So let's use this dictionary Gāndhārī, and we check kecha. So pay attention. You select form, not lemma. So you just search a specific form, not lemma. Lemma means that you have to know the keyword. Yeah. But form, you just put the form. So kecha comes from kritia. So it's like, just like in Pali, it's pretty similar, right? Yeah. So kecha, kind of Sanskrit kritia, and Pali kicha. And pay attention, in Gāndhārī, double gemination or double consonant, simplified. So this is a very important sound change. 就是在犍陀罗语当中，或者前陀罗语当中，因为有人之前提过，就可能不读犍，应该读前陀罗。Anyway， 反正你们知道我在说什么就行。就是在这个前陀罗语或者犍陀罗语当中，那个辅音双写的辅音都会变成单辅音，就它一般不写双辅音。所以like in Pali it's kitcha。But in Gāndhārī, it's ketcha。这个 a 和 e 的话，其实还是比较像的，对吧 ？Okay. And then the next one. So kitcha means having done. So having done this, and ida is again, and g is again cha. So it's kind of so it can be cha, but it can also be je. Yeah, because this J is a palatal consonant. It will change the so it's actually this R is not actually R, but probably a Yeah. So ch or j. So j is very likely to be j, g, j. So you just you can probably the pronunciation is very likely yeah. It's like this one. And then cardia. And cardia is also, find it. Cardia is cardia, is to be done. Yeah, to be done. So again, having done this by me, and this is to be done, and so on. And then I think it's probably this line. And then here we have pali panamana. Mana, yeah. So pali panamana, it contains a preverb pali, and this pana is just the spunt. But spunt, pay attention, spunt first, this spur to ph, yeah. And then this nt to double n, and that double n is assimilated, is simplified, sorry. And then we have the pang here. 这个能明白吗？就是它发生的变化，就它原来是 spunt 嘛，然后 spur 它会变成一个送气的 ph， yeah. 然后呢，还有一个这个是 nt 会发生同化，变成两个 n。发生同化两个 n， 然后两个 n 的话，在犍陀罗语当中不会写出来，只写一个，所以它会写成这个。好，然后这个阿玛呢，就是我们之前讲过的那个分词嘛，那个分词 mana， 对吧？这个大家可能还记得，中动 middle， so it is actually the middle participle, right? Yeah, okay, middle participle, and also long vowel, not written. And then it's actually Abi Mardi. 不好意思，今天拖堂拖的有点多，希望你们不要介意啊，希望你们不要介意。So Abi Mardadi, so again, this mat comes from mard. So mard becomes mad, and mad becomes mad. So it's just the same thing. So Abi Mardadi, and this D again, t to the. This is again voiceless to voiced. This is again lenition. So lenition occurs often between vowels. And then muchu is morichu. So muchu is yeah. So just like in Pali, I think it's in Pali it's also the same, right? Machu. In Pali it's machu, yeah. Okay. So actually in Pali, it's machu. So u, because it is in a labial context. So in a labial context, the re becomes a u. Yeah. So re becomes a u. So it's a regular sound change. Muchu. Yeah. Okay. And then jada is jada. So jada is jada. Because long vowel is not written. Jada is jada. And sa shua, you can also find it in the dictionary if you are not sure. Sa shua, yeah. Sa shua is sa shoga, and sa shoga is sa plus shoga, and shoga is ashoka, sorrow. So it is sa plus shoka. Yeah. So this shoka is King Ashoka. Yeah. King Ashoka means king without sorrow. So sa means with. So it's a description of the human beings. So human beings have sorrow. Yeah. So they are sorrowful. And again, this k first becomes a g, and this g disappears between final. It is weakened. So lenition actually means weakened. So voiceless to voiced, it is weakened, and it can be further weakened. And be further weakened, it is disappeared. It disappeared. So further weakened, you have 0, nothing. So then we have here, sa shou a. So this comma means that there's no consonant. OK, 好吧，那今天就到此为止。So I think this is everything for today. And I don't give a review, so actually you can check the videos yourself. Okay, and thank you for your patience and for your interest till now. So have the so have a nice evening, and probably we can see each other on Saturday. Yeah. Okay. 大 U is okay. Yeah. Okay. You're welcome. Yeah. Okay. Have a nice day, and bye bye. Yeah. 不客气。